Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. I'm just here moving my camera about to try and get more of this box in. So I'm back with my Christmas box, and this is our altered Apple, iPad box that we are making for our kind of like sumptuous, Christmas treasures from the attic box. Now, I'm just going to open it to show you because, oh my goodness, how scrumptious does this all look. I'm so thrilled with how everything has been turning out. So I'm just going to move this all out of here so that we can obviously get to the box itself. Now, it has transpired that the box, as I suspected, has become too full, because that's not the, extent of everything I've got. I do have some more things as well. So, of course, the box is going to be overflowing. So we're going to have some things piled up to, on top of the box or something. But let's come along and decorate the box. So I've been really excited to come along and decorate the box. Now, I've got no fixed plan at all, but we have covered the box, haven't we, with some paper and things. The only kind of piece that I haven't covered so far is this back piece, which, who knows, I don't know why I missed the back. It wasn't intentional. I obviously just, just missed it by accident, really. So I'm just going to literally put a little bit of blue paper at the back. Again, just so it's kind of tying in with the rest, really. So let me just see whether I've got any, other blue paper here to the side of me. So, oh, and please excuse my hands throughout this whole video. I'm obviously filming this. For me, this is the same day that I have been filming the other bits and pieces. So, of course, my hands are still very, very messy because I have been, having my hands in every single thing. So, yeah, I do apologise for that. Right, okay, this is a bit better. So, I'm just going to pop this down here on the back. Just like I say, for continuity, because, obviously I've put paper all over the rest of it. I'm not quite sure why I didn't do the back. But it might just have something to do with, as I talked about before, that sometimes I just don't decorate the backs of things because, well, mostly I don't decorate the backs because, like in my mind, it's like, well, they're the back, So maybe that's what was going on here. I don't know. Or maybe I just missed it, forgot. I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll just get some paper down there. And then it's, it's just so it's then matching the rest. That was a wet wipe, so I mustn't pull that in. Let me just do it now with the dry wipe. Right, okay. Like I say, I do not have a plan for how this is going to look at all. But we just want to make it super scrumptious and, lots of, metal-y kind of looking things. So I have been, setting this cabochon, I don't know how you pronounce them, so sorry about my pronunciation, to the side of me. And I'm just going to darken it up a little bit because it's looking quite, coppery rather than bronze. So I've just got some patina here. I'm just going to go round trying to mind the cabochon itself. Oops, she says as she dabs it straight on there. My goodness, what is wrong with me? Oh, and again. Oh, well, it probably doesn't really matter, to be honest, but anyway. Let's try my best to avoid that. Right, okay. So, and this is a massive one. So I'm just going to put that there to dry. Obviously, it's still drying, with the image inside. So, yeah, I'll have to kind of leave it for a while. And I've also got this latch. Now, I've looked kind of briefly at the box before, obviously, starting the video. It makes sense to have the latch here on this front portion. It's got to be said, I couldn't fathom out a way to actually have this as a working latch, short of cutting this section, if you see what I mean. So the only way that I could think that it might work is if I actually cut this portion of the box off. Oops. And then had this attached, if that makes sense. Do you know, I'm now thinking I'm going to have to do that, aren't I? Because everyone will just think, well, why don't you do that? I'm not sure whether I can do that is the point. I'm not sure whether I will be able to make a neat enough job of it, and I could compromise the box on these side parts. So I'm kind of thinking from that point of view, perhaps I should just leave it as a, like a fake decoration. Oh, what do we think? Do we think that I could actually achieve, you know, what I'm saying here? Or do we think no? No, you couldn't. Thinking no, you couldn't. Yeah, I'm thinking probably no. The thing is, I know that there's loads of you out there who would be definitely clever enough to be able to do this. I'm not sure that I've got the skills to be able to do this neat enough, you know, for it to not just look like a complete eyesore and a right bodge. Which then, of course, if I've already then done it, I would then have, you know, damaged the box probably beyond salvageability. Yeah, so that's kind of my reservation there. And oh, I don't know now. I feel now pressured. Why did I mention it? I should have just stuck it on there as a fake. Oh, I wish I had. Wish I had just stuck that on there as a fake now. Yeah. Oh, do you know, I'm going to have to go for this because I've talked about it now. So now it's just going to bother me. The problem is this box is super, super thick. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to cut it neatly enough across here. I feel like I'm just going to make such a terrible job of doing that, that to be honest, I'm probably better off just having it as a faux clasp. Oh, do you know I'm going to have to do it, aren't I? This is so annoying. Why did I mention it? Why did I mention it? Don't you hate it when you kind of get an idea in your head and then you just got to try and carry it out? Right, so I've marked the spot with a biro. I know, fancy using a biro. There's going to be no coming back from this. Okay, right. Now. Oh, gosh. Feeling the pressure here. Feeling the pressure a lot. Oh, I mean, that's not even straight. So straight away, I'm off at a bad start. Right, okay, let's go in. So, oh dear. Oh, it's so solid, I can't actually even cut into it. I mean, obviously what I probably am better off doing is using a craft knife. However, how am I going to use my craft knife without this being on a flat surface? Oh, I'm really scared now because I was so pleased with how this was looking, and now I just feel actually I'm going to mess this up completely. Right, okay. Do you know what I'm going to do? And this is just not going to be my best moment, I can just tell. I'm going to try now and measure in here. Oh no, this is not looking good. Right, sorry, I'm just bashing the camera and knocking the camera because of course that lid of the box is kind of like there in the way. Right. So I'm going to try and cut it across here. Oh my goodness me. Definitely wishing I had not tried to do this. Yeah. This is not easy to get to at all. Oh my goodness. I should have done this when this was two separate boxes, shouldn't I? That would have definitely been easier because all that's happening is my top flap is falling all over the camera. I might have to do this off camera in a minute because, you know, not because I'm embarrassed, although I should be, but more because obviously every time I do this, it's bashing into the tripod and, you know, not making it very easy to do. So let me just see whether I can do this very quickly. Oh, no. Right, hold on. Right, I am back. Now I have to say, honestly, if you had seen what was going on there, it was like a comedy, quite honestly. Right, now, yeah, the box is... oh my goodness, do you know what I've done? Oh no. Oh, for a minute I thought, oh no, I've cut the wrong bit. No, I have cut the right bit, so yes. Now, you can see I've obviously made a horrendous job of this, which, you know, as if we didn't know that was going to happen. So I just need to tidy up slightly where I've obviously done this. And I'm going to sand it down because, you know, sanding just hides such a lot of stuff, to be honest. So let's just get my sanding, you know, sandpaper. And yeah, let's just sand down the edges here. Now, the other thing that obviously is a bit of a problem is because this box is kind of made of the 2 layers, which of course I didn't know that until the other day when it started falling apart on me, because I just sanded it down a little tiny bit. So I'm going to have to go in and kind of glue these together somehow to seal them off, because otherwise, I mean, it's actually more than 2 layers, to be honest. Look, can you see? It's got kind of multiple layers going on in here. Right, let's just sand that down. And then I'm going to go along that. Oops. Oh, sorry, let me get all those bits out. Right, I mean, it's looking pretty rubbish, I have to say. Yeah, pretty rubbish. Kind of thinking, oh, I've ruined it completely. But hey, let's just sand it down. I'm hoping that by the time we've kind of like sealed this and gilded it and all of that stuff, that, yeah, I mean, of course, this is still not going to be straight. It's never going to look straight because I've made such a rubbish job, but it will hopefully look at least finished. So, which obviously currently it doesn't look finished at all. Right, let's get rid of these bits here. Yeah, it was much harder than I thought. Well, it wasn't harder than I thought, to be fair. I thought it was going to be hard, but it was just as hard as I thought. Probably should try and get rid of this, but yeah, of course I can't. Oops, my scissors are not really kind of cutting it, and the angle to be able to get here with my craft knife is not really kind of doing it either. So all I can hope to do is, yeah, sand that off completely. So let's just go in again like that. Okay. Oh, I just had a call from the school now, so now my son's coming home because he's apparently got a temperature. So he was off the other day, then he went back to school because he seemed fine. Anyway, he's gone to school today, and now apparently he's got a temperature again. So presumably he must have had a temperature when he went yesterday. Well, unless he's now got something else. Anyway, so he's now on his way home. I said, do you want a lift? Because I'm just really in the middle of doing this video. So he said no. And then whilst I was then in the middle of cutting this, got another call. Could I confirm that I'm happy for him to walk home? I mean, honestly, his teachers must just think, what's wrong with that mother? Why doesn't she just come and pick him up? How selfish. She doesn't realise, or they don't realise, that I'm just in the throes of this really, you know, crucial kind of stage of trying to make something here. Right. Let's try and get that off. Oh. Yeah, it, you know, because this is the same day that I filmed the last video. So, I mean, obviously that was why he was trying to get hold of me desperately on the phone. And that was why I needed to cut the video short, was because he was phoning to say the school had told him, you know, he had to come home because he's got a temperature. But of course, they can't just let them go home. You know, they need kind of your permission. I mean, obviously, ideally, probably they need you to go and pick them up. But like I say, I've got something else this afternoon. And so I'm on limited time this morning. And I just really, really, really wanted to get cracking with this. Of course, I'm now delaying and wasting such a lot of time with this whole thing that I hadn't kind of anticipated or planned on doing. Oh, and I've just got this horrible feeling this is just going to turn out so rubbish. I wish I hadn't done this anyway. But hey, it's too late now. I've cut it down. We're going to just have to go for it. So again, just kind of sand those edges where I've obviously, you know, cut into those edges. So just to kind of get it looking a bit neater. Right. Obviously, you know, this is mine. This is not, you know, somebody else's who has got this immaculate style. This is my box. So, of course, it's never going to look perfectly finished. But hey, so long as it looks good enough, that's, you know, that's what I'm going for, good enough. And sometimes we just have to be kind of like, you know, satisfied, don't we, with kind of what good enough does. So, do you know, I'm going to kind of try and seal this, I think, with just maybe a bit of glue. So just like down these edges, I'll just put some glue across there. Obviously here, I've got all these edges that are now kind of wanting to come apart, really. So I'm just going to get some glue in there to, yeah, glue them all together. Oops. And there, right. Just a bit up there. Right, I'm really hoping that this is going to be good enough. Oh my goodness. I hope that this is actually going to now work as I'd kind of got in my mind, because it could be that I've just done all this for nothing. You know, it might not actually work anyway. In which case, what a waste of time. I mean, the only good thing is hopefully this is going to make this a bit easier to open the box, if nothing else. So, yeah, who knows. Right, okay. Now, obviously, this is now set in, if you see what I mean. So that's going to be my next task, is this going to work like this? Or actually, am I going to now need to build that bottom layer back up? Do you see what I mean? Or actually, is that going to be good enough? Oh, I think that's good enough, to be honest. Yeah, I think that's going to be good enough. Right, okay. Let's get cracking, because otherwise I'm just going to be here the whole day mucking about with this. So obviously I'm hoping that, you know, I'm going to cover around the edges of this in gold and things, and I'm hoping that that's going to, you know, cover up and disguise that absolutely shoddy job that I just made anyway. So fingers crossed. No guarantees, obviously, but yeah, that's the hope, is that all my shoddy efforts are going to be covered. Let's just put that to one side. Right. The only reason I'm putting my hand over that when I squirt it out is because I squirted it the other day and it just went all over my jumper, because it's obviously come into the end of the glue. The paint is kind of spraying everywhere, you know, when I squeeze it. So I just didn't want it going over my clothes, really. Right, so I'm just going to gild around the edge. Okie doke. Just overlap it a little bit as well. You know, just sort of as we have on so many of the pieces in the actual, you know, pieces that we've made that are going in the box. We're just doing that now on the box, if you see what I mean. Again, to tie the pieces in with the box. So again, just go around here. Honestly, that was such a long time after the phone call, the initial phone call saying that, you know, he had to come home. That was a really long time that passed before they then called me back. Or, you know, before he called me back to say, oh, Mum, you need to give permission to say that I can walk home. So, yeah, I don't know what he's been doing during that time. But you would have thought they'd have been trying to get him off the premises, really. But, well, who knows. Okay, maybe they're like me and they're in the middle of something as well. So he's kind of taken a back seat there as well. I don't know. Right, okay. So, yeah. Obviously, this is looking just such a shocking eyesore at the moment. Oh, I mean, I hope it's not going to stay looking a shocking eyesore, but hey, it might do. It might just stay like that. Let me get some more gold, because I want to go around the entire thing, really. I do need to buy some more gold paint. Right, let's go around this part as well. Like this. Now, I'm also going to cover this box a bit with lace, and again, I haven't decided yet where the lace is going to go, or how I'm going to actually put the lace on, or on. Yeah, like where the lace is going to be. I just know I want to have lace, of course I want to have lace, and especially because that bit of lace, you know, that's along the hinge, it looks so gorgeous, doesn't it? So definitely I'm going to want to have lace somewhere around the box. But yeah, I just haven't kind of fathomed quite where or how. So again, lots of gold around there. Okay, and then around this edge. And I want to try and seal the box as well, like afterwards, and I'm not sure what sealer to use. I could use Mod Podge. I'm not sure whether that will leave it a little bit sticky. I don't find a problem with Mod Podge, but I hear other people sometimes say about the sticky thing, and I'm just wondering whether it's a temperature thing. So, you know, like if you're in a hotter place, whether actually it stays a bit tackier. I mean, obviously I'm not in a, you know, in a hot climate, so I've not really kind of experienced that as a problem. But yeah, I have heard other people mention it as a problem, so I'm just wondering whether that's a temperature issue. Right, just going to go in here. Oops, just got a bit of paper there. I'll just tear that off. Okay, and then around there. And then again, focus around this part here, because again, where that box is like overlapping, if you see what I mean. Just want to kind of cover that up a bit. And there, just got some paper overhanging. Okay. Oh dear. It's not looking very good so far, is it, to be honest? Let's just not beat around the bush. It's not looking good. It's looking a bit of an eyesore. Yep. I mean, I have to say, it was looking much better at the beginning of the video than it is now. Right, just put a bit more gold paint out. Okay. Let's just pop that on there. Honestly, do you do those things and then straight away think, oh my goodness, what have I done? That's a bit the feeling that I'm having right now. Oh my goodness, what have I done? On multiple levels, actually. What have I done? Cutting the box. You know, what have I done now? Putting this gold edging around. Just several things I'm having major doubts about. Let's hope that it's not going to stay that way. We're going to manage to salvage something from this. Oh, it's just not looking good so far. Right, okay. Okie dokie, right. Just want to have a little bit here as well. Right, okay. Okay, so that's my box. Obviously looking pretty rubbish so far, but yeah, like I say, I'm hoping we're going to manage to, you know, bring it back from the brink somehow. Right, what are we going to do? Now, I'm wondering whether we want to have more paper on there, you know, more decorative pieces, or whether actually we want to, you know, have, I don't know, fabric or lace, or I'm not sure. So let's just quickly have a look and see what I've got here to the side of me. I've got obviously some of the background pages from the kit. So I mean, you could have a couple of pretty images. I've got this gorgeous girl. Let's just take this off. Tear it down here on the side. Yeah, I mean, already that looks a little bit better, doesn't it? So, well, hopefully we're going to manage to do something scrummy and gorgeous on here. Right, now what have I done with that lace trim? I've also got these, which I've got a tutorial coming up on these. So I'm wondering if we could use one of those, although to be honest, not sure. Not sure they're the right colour. I've got a few of them. Again, have I got the right colour for any of them, or are they all going to be the wrong colour? Yep, by the looks of things. Right. Let me just bring in that lace trim, because probably want the continuity from the lace that we have been using. And I've been using lots of that gorgeous, you know, this gorgeous trim, hadn't I? So let's just cut that down. Bring that in. Oh, I love how that's looking already, to be honest. It looks very pretty, that lace, doesn't it? Let me just pop these things back under the desk. Okay. Now, do we want to get some sort of padded kind of effect going on the top of the box? Like build it up with some fabric or something? Let's just have a look. Oh dear. The question is again, do I have any kind of fabric that's going to be the right kind of look? You know, because we want this to look very, well, very special, I guess, don't we? And very, you know, very Christmassy. So I don't want to have something that's pretty, I guess, bland that's on there. It would, you know, just look rubbish, wouldn't it then? Got this ticking fabric. This is all just here from a video that I did the other day. But I guess we could try that. That's quite pretty. All right, let's just tear a bit of this down. So, and again, I don't want it really like a regular shape. I want it a bit more straggly and scraggly. I mean, that looks quite nice on there, doesn't it? I'm going to, yeah, tear down like that, and I'm going to go, yeah, along this edge as well. Okay, so we could have something like that on there, and then something like this kind of to the side. Might look quite pretty. This is not at all what I had in mind, I have to say. Yeah, it's kind of taken on a bit of a life of its own, you know. Before my very eyes, it's just evolving on its own. Not, you know, not what I was expecting at all from this. Might have to just take this down a little bit more, so I'll just kind of tear it as well. Because we do want it very straggly and scraggedy, don't we? Straggly, scraggedy. Right. So, yeah, I'm thinking maybe have this on here. So, do you know, let's just get gluing this down. Now, it's unfortunate that my Fabri-Tac hasn't arrived yet, because that would have probably been much better. But I can't wait to do it. So, yeah, I'm just going to go with this glue anyway. So, and to be honest, you know, this glue is fine. It does glue down. It just probably, you know, it just doesn't dry as quick as the Fabri-Tac would have done. That's probably, you know, the only kind of difference, really. So I'm just going to put plenty on, like that. I'm just going to be really messy and spread it around with my finger. Okay, and again, I should have really gone downstairs and got my other bottle, glue bottle. Okay, so that's like that. And then I can always kind of go in and obviously glue any edge sections separately. I could also use my hot glue, because that would be nice and quick. Okay. Like that. Okay, right. So we're going to have this. Now I'm thinking I need to tear this down slightly more, because at the moment it's possibly a little bit on the big side. I have to say, I am wondering whether I would be better off using a thicker piece, because this is only paper thickness. Yeah, which it maybe would be better with the thicker layer. So let me just pull in, because I've got all of this kit I've actually got printed, you know, on card as well. So let me just try this. just because obviously, you know, I want this to be robust on here. I don't want it kind of falling apart and being really flimsy. And I just think the copy paper, you know, it is only copy paper, and to be honest, how much expectations can you really put on copy paper, really? So yeah, I can't help but think this is probably going to be a bit better. Ooh, just wondering whether I might like to have some of this like poking out behind. I wasn't planning on making this as lumpy and bumpy as it's just turning out to be now. Right, let me just tear a little bit more down on this side. Okay. Yeah, okay, right, loving how that looks. So I'm going to put a little bit of gold edging on the green. In fact, I might put a bit of gold edging on both. Oops. Oh, I'm getting so mucky. Every single time I've done a video, I've just got so covered in stuff, honestly. This whole Christmas project, it's just, ooh, made me just super, super, super messy every single day. Right. And then I'm just going to go around this piece as well, just with some gold as well. Okay. Yeah, I think definitely, you know, the thicker paper is the way to go, because I think, you know, I was expecting a lot really of just normal copy paper, you know, thinking that that was going to be strong enough. You know, that would be a lot to expect from it, wouldn't it? I mean, it's only thin, flimsy copy paper after all. So yeah, let's kind of, you know, just go with this thicker paper. Okay, right. Then we're going to have this layered like that. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Right, then I'm going to have some of this beautiful trim. Now, I was quite liking it at the top, I have to say. Yeah, maybe like that. Now, where do I want to have this? This is still drying, so if you can see the bubbles, you know, just rest assured, it's because it's still drying. You know, it will dry without the bubbles on there, so, you know, it would then obviously look a lot better. Right, let's just pull in a couple of bits. Oh, this is looking scrumptious, isn't it? Yeah, really liking how this is looking so far. What else do I want on there? Just trying to think. I have got some jabbos ready-made that we've obviously made before. Let me just see whether I've got any that might be suitable. Got that one. Not saying it's necessarily ideal, but you know, just a possibility. I've got this one. I don't know what it is, but for some reason I'm kind of drawn to wanting to put purple with this. I don't know why, because I mean obviously it's not really got anything else purple on here, but yeah, for some reason the purple kind of keeps catching my eye. I have to say I'm really loving this with it, and I have no idea why, because that's just really weird, isn't it? But for some reason that is kind of working for me. Maybe it's because it's a similar shade to the lady's dress there. I don't know. I mean, it's not really the same, but kind of just feels a bit similar, just a little bit similar. Right, then I've also got obviously the lace that we have been using kind of everywhere. So let's just bring that in. Again, let me just cut those, you know, the header strip off, because I don't want that on there. Whoops. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I don't know now where that lace wants to go. Maybe just around the edges more. I don't know. Kind of doesn't really look that good on the top, does it? Which is strange, because I expected it to look a lot better than it does. Let me just have a look here. Oh, it's a bit of a tough decision now. I'm thinking maybe, yeah, maybe like that. And I wonder whether I could have any bows or anything like that going around. I don't know. I wonder if that's just swamping it completely, to be honest. Right, okay, I'm going to try and put this down. Obviously that gold is still a bit wet on there, so I'll have to be a bit careful. Right, okay. So I'm just going to hot glue this down. Like this. Okay. Let's squish that down like that. Okay, yep, that looks nice. And then this one, which again, obviously the gold is a little bit wet still, not quite dry. I'm going to just have to the side. So again, just take the whole thing and just hot glue the whole thing on. So plenty of hot glue, so it's, you know, glued on really well. Okay, press it down so it's not too lumpy, just because, you know, sometimes hot glue obviously can go lumpy. Okay, like that. Right, then this I absolutely love up here, I have to say. Just looks beautiful, doesn't it, up there? So let's just take that and glue that one down. Yeah, really loving how that looks. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Right. Okay, so that's like that. Now this one, I wonder if we prefer her over there. The other thing actually that I've just thought, I wonder whether I might like to have some of the blue ribbon that we have been using everywhere, just because that looks so pretty, didn't it, everywhere that we've used it so far, you know, on the pieces that are going on the inside. But actually I wonder whether it might just look good on here as well. So oops, it's now buried somewhere on my desk. Here we go. Not on my desk, but on my craft cart. Okay. Ooh. Oh, I don't know. The other thing we could do, I guess, is make... Oh, actually, just now, suddenly had another idea of why not do a little bit of ribbon coming out behind the, you know, the charm. Let's just have that maybe here. Oh, what have I done with that jabbo now? Oh, it's here. What do we think to that? I know it's a little bit like, whoa, there's a lot of stuff going on there. But hey, who wants it boring, you know? And it is Christmas after all, and if you can't just go all out at Christmas, when can you? You know, I just think Christmas is the time to get all your supplies out and go crazy, 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 crazy. I wonder whether we should have that like that, hanging down. Now obviously I've got to be careful because my hinge piece is going to go on here, isn't it? Oops, that way up. So I just have to be a bit mindful of that. Do you know, I'm thinking maybe glue this on. Let me just see. I need to be careful because if I glue this on like with the lace overhanging, the lace could be in the way of the actual kind of ability to close, if you see what I mean. Because this is going to be, oops, placed here, isn't it? Oh my goodness, how fiddly is this? Right, let's just tip that up. It's going to be like that. And then I'm hoping I'm just going to hang some sort of dangly thing there to actually keep it closed. Right. Oh, sorry about the clanging. Right, okay, so I'm going to put a bit of lace here. And I'm just going to hot glue that on because it's just, you know, it's quick and easy. Right, okay, now I'm going to just take this down here. Okay, like that. Okay, and then I'm thinking here, do I want like a lace panel going across there that whole hinge thing will actually sit on? So like here, oops, I just heard the door. My son's obviously back now. He's walked back from school. Yeah, like that. Now, obviously that would need to be glued pretty well because otherwise that's not going to work at all. Or I could just have it like that, I suppose. Maybe it should just be on there. And maybe I'll just do some inking and things on there. What do we think? I think maybe that might be better. Right, okay, so I'm going to glue this here. And then this is going to go, oops, on top. Like that. Oh, this is so tricky. It's hard to know which bit to glue first. Weirdly, I'm kind of thinking maybe I need to glue this piece first. I can't remember which way round I did it the last time I used these pieces. Oh, do you know, I'm going to glue this piece first. Right, need to really be very, very careful here. So, right, let's take my hot glue. And I'm just going to glue all of this here. Are you okay, sweetie? Ooh, like that. Okay, press that in. Like that. And then, oh, it's not answered. Okay, then this is going to go there. Right, okay, my gosh, I feel like I'm doing some sort of brain surgery here. It's really throwing me off, I must say. Oh, right. This is like really complicated for me, this type of thing, because it requires quite a bit of precision and I could easily get things glued, you know, like in the wrong order or the wrong position. And that, as you know, if you watch my channel, is not really my forte to, you know, get things in a precise way or in a certain order. That's kind of somewhere where I just fall down every time. So, yeah, this is very, very, very tricky for me. Oh, that is so yummy. Right, loving how that looks. Okay, now this one, I was thinking of putting there. Now what did I do with the other bits that were all floating around? Because we had the jabot here, we had that, you know, carbashin thing. I don't know how you pronounce those, so I'm so sorry. I should really refrain from saying it because, of course, every time I say it, it comes out and I just think, oh, stop saying it. You're saying that completely wrong. Okay, right. Just wondering. We could have that kind of at the bottom, I guess. Oh, that's quite pretty, isn't it? And then this would be there with a charm hanging on it. Okay, right, I'm going to do that. So let's glue this down. I'm just going to glue this down first here, and then I'm going to glue it down over, if you see what I mean. So, oops, I'm just going to glue it down here, and then I'm just going to glue these bits. Oops, folding over here. Right. Okay. Oh, coming to the end of the brain surgery now, so feeling a bit relieved. a little bit relieved. Okay, right. Yeah, like that. Now, I'm just wondering whether I want any other metal bits on here because, you know, I wanted this to look really, really, really like, well, ornate and, you know, opulent and, yes, grummy, kind of expensive. So I'm just wondering whether I needed anything else in the way of, like, you know, I don't know, Varimontes or bling or, I don't know, anything really. Let me just have a look and see what I've got. Oh, what's this? What is this in my treasure trove of goodies? Oh, wow, what's this? Look. Oh, do you know, I'm now thinking perhaps I shouldn't have a jabot at all. Perhaps I should just have like a cluster of gems. What do you think? I just like a bit strange. Could kind of like just surround that, I guess. I don't know. It's very difficult, isn't it? Because what can happen is then we kind of just get to a point where it just looks like you've just chucked a load of stuff on there. You know, which of course is where I'm headed, really. Just chucking a load of stuff on here. But I don't want it to look like that. I want it to look like we've strategically placed things, you know, and so they look amazing. Not just so they look like they're just slung on there by, you know, just sheer kind of wing and a prayer. I want it to look like they're like, oh my goodness, look at those gorgeous bits and pieces, you know. And as well, like we say, you know, I want it to look like it's been just, yeah, found in the attic or laying around on Scrooge's desk or something, you know. I mean, that's quite pretty. I don't know. I keep on going back to this for some reason. I don't know why. Do you know, I'm going to quickly make one of those jabots in that blue that we've been using throughout the pieces, because let's just see how that would look. Okay. Let's just take those. Okay, oops. And then this end. Okay, right, let's just very quickly rustle one of these up. So, oops, check I'm using the right side of the ribbon. Oh my goodness, come together, come together. Oh, kind of rushing now. Oh, look at how pathetic and tiny that is. That is pathetic, isn't it? Utterly pathetic. Right, okay. So now, oh, do you know, I'm gonna have to leave it here, because obviously I'm, yeah, just gonna make a big hash of doing this, I think, if I persevere, because I'm obviously now distracted, you know, because my son's here. I want to check how he's feeling. I mean, even that's quite pretty, to be honest. So, yeah. Right, okay, I'm going to just finish here before I ruin it. Because, you know, sometimes that can happen, can't it? So, yeah, I'm going to finish here and I will come back, hopefully refreshed and revived, and, yeah, work on it again. I don't know whether I'm going to necessarily do it on camera or whether I'll finish it off in slow time, but I hope you like how it's coming along. I'm absolutely loving what we've done so far. You know, despite my kind of traumas, I think it's, yeah, I think it's coming along quite nicely, isn't it? So just wondering whether I could have a couple of these dotted around. Right, I'm going to leave it there and I will come back or, you know, do it in slow time, like I say. So, yeah, I hope you like it and I will see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.